first guest. His name is Rainer, and he's back with us. Let me just get him in the spotlight so that you can see his handsome face and his beautiful, wonderful smile. Hi, Rainer, how are you?
Hello, I'm great. Thank you very much for having me a second time.
Thank you. And this time you are not a guest. This time you are a co-host. So
well,
you have been upgraded.
Well, there's so many things happening. There's so many people I can share later a little bit more in detail, but so many people excited about this and so many different applications. So I just couldn't hold back. I wanted to share a few little new things.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back and pass it back to you, James.
I look forward to that, and we'll take a deep dive later on into our discussion, right? Okay. Our chit chat. So we'll come back to Rainer. Well, first of all, is welcome to our live stream. NLG is about practicing the 5 forms of love. That is actually our key, our code to connect to the wonderful energy from the universe. Now, the thing is, a lot of people have asked me, how do you connect the energy from the universe? All right, you know, a lot of people, they want, just like me, they want scientific proof, they want evidence, they want, so okay. So I started researching and I started digging, and guess what? I found something very interesting. So I hope that you will keep an open mind and look at this scientific evidence to show how we are connected, not only to the universe, but we are all connected. Okay, so I hope you enjoy my analysis. But first of all, let me just highlight that yeah, the most fundamental, and I guess the most basic, let me just find, let me get back all this, remove this. Okay, is the Big Bang Theory. All right, so I'm sure a lot of you, if you remember your science days, physics, okay, so here is a photon epoch. What it means is that, let me just highlight a little bit over here. In physical cosmology, the photon epoch was the period in the evolution of the early universe in which photons dominated the energy of the universe. So this was before the Big Bang. And then the photon epoch started. Most leptons and anti-leptons were annihilated in the end of the lepton epoch, about 10 seconds after the Big. It's very fast. Some people say, you know, within 20 minutes after the Big Bang, it sort of cooled down and then particles will form. So from photons, you have atoms and all that. So a big part of that is the hydrogen atom, okay? But I highlighted this particular article is just for you to take note of photon. We started from photon, all right? So photon can be from the light, as we know, the EMF rays and all that, okay? So just take that in mind. We started from the photon, and then now the next slide I'm going to introduce is this one from the government agency in the US, Department of Energy, as you can see. This is just to explain the particles of physics of us, human beings, all right? What we are made of, okay? A lot of us take our lives for granted without really knowing what we are. So 14 billion years ago, when the hot dense speck that was our universe quickly expanded, talking about the Big Bang, all of the matter and antimatter that existed should have annihilated and left us nothing but energy. And yet a small amount of matter survived. We ended up with a world filled with particles, and not just any particles, particles whose masses and charges were just precise enough to allow human life. And here are a few facts about the particle physics of you that you will get your electrons jumping. So is it a coincidence that these particles charges just precise enough to allow human life? I don't think it's all just a coincidence. I think it's all design, okay? The particles we are made of, about 99% of your body is made of atoms of hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen. You also contain much smaller amounts of the other elements that are essential for life. While most of the cells in your body regenerate every 7 to 15 years, many of the particles that make up those cells have actually existed for millions of millennia. Okay, for example, the hydrogen atoms in you were produced in a Big Bang, and the carbon, nitrogen, and oxygen atoms were made in burning stars. The very heavy elements in you were made in exploding stars. So we are part of the whole sequence of events that happened that created the universe that started from the photons. All right, so just remember photons. All right, I just want you to understand that so that I can link the argument. Let me see which one. Yeah, I think it's this one. Let me just get it right. Safari. Yeah. Well, I hope it's this one. Let me just get it. Okay. So here we have this article, far apart, two particles respond faster than light. This was in July 22nd, 1997, reported by the New York Times. So it's pretty credible, right? So this is a scientific evidence in July 1997. And this experiment is about, we have one photon split into two identical twin photons, okay? One photon split into two identical twin photons, and they send one photon through the fiber optic to the north, 7 kilometers. Another photon, they send it to the south via fiber optics, 7 kilometers as well, identical at the same time, okay? So this was done, all right, let me just read. In essence, Dr. 𝗘𝗡𝗚𝗟𝗏 sent pairs of photons in opposite directions to villages north and south of Geneva. I think this was in the University of Geneva, Switzerland, along optical fibers of the kind used to transmit telephone calls. Reaching the ends of these fibers, the two photons were forced to make random choices between alternative, equally possible pathways. So they sent this at the same time, and what they did was they played around with one of them. They played around with one of them. Let me just get you to the right part of the article. This is where it is very interesting. All right, let me just get it. Yep. Sorry, yeah, I actually copied this, highlighted it. Is much easier. Now I have to sort of like screen through it and go through it very fast. Okay, okay. Well, they call this process entanglement, quantum entanglement, okay? What they have found is this. Yeah, I think we got it. Yeah, let me see. Well, I can't find the relevant part of it, but it's there. Basically, it's this, because I have another article to show you later on that will make this like a less significant. So here we have 7 kilometers north, 7 kilometers south. They split one photon into two. They call it twin photons. And when they reach the destination, because it's fiber optics, because fiber optics, so there is resistance. So you can only send up to a certain kilometers. You cannot like send it forever, this particular photon. And they started tweaking this one photon. And guess what? Whatever they did to that one photon, the other photon will react at the same time, as if the same things have been done to that particular photon. So it's like you do something on one photon, the other one will see the same result. Can you imagine? So this is the quantum entanglement, you know, and that's what makes it very interesting. But this was way back in the 1990s, and you talk about 7 kilometers. Guess what? As I was researching, I found another article. Which is even more interesting. Let me, oh, hang on. Right. This one is done in the outer space. You know, remember China sent a satellite last year, I think it was, right? So China scientists, they did this experiment. So as you can see from here, this was 1 year old, okay? Quantum entanglement, science spookiest phenomena achieved in space. All right, as I scroll down. So here, they have done, let me just get rid of this, something amazing. In a new study in the journal Science, Pan and his colleagues, Chinese scientists, and his colleagues report that they were able to produce entangled photons on a satellite orbiting 300 miles above the planet and beamed the particles to 2 different ground-based labs that were 750 miles apart, all without losing the particles' strange linkage. It is the first time anyone has ever generated entangled particles in space and represents a 10-fold increase in the distance over which entanglement has been maintained. Now, remember, the earlier one in 1997 was 7 kilometers north and south. This one is 750 from outer space, okay? And the entanglement theory was intact. Whatever they did to one resulted in the reaction of the other, as if it was done on it as well. So what I'm saying is that we all came from photons, right? Before the Big Bang happened. And then we split up and we form other particles. And if you look at you know, when we are receiving energy, what is energy? Energy is part of the EMF, the EMF electromagnetic field, right? And they're all linked to photons, okay? So here we are receiving something, and in humans, we are also made out of photons because the hydrogen and the carbon and everything else, as I have read out to you from the Department of Energy, tells us that they were created from photons originally through the Big Bang and the stars and everything. So that's why, as amazing as it sounds, we are all interconnected. All living things, all humans, everything is intertwined and interconnected. The thing is that, do we know how to connect? It's always been there. If you look at I think I've also said it in my past live streams about the ancient people. The ancient people, they knew about it and they practice it. And the thing is that with modern science, people always want an answer. We always thought that maybe light, you know, is only traveling in a linear way, but now they talk about quantum mechanics and quantum science, where they start to realize that there's a lot of other things that they don't know, which is happening, which is in terms of waves. And that's why here at NLG, when we practice that we are receiving the energy from the universe, perhaps this photon explanation will link everything together. So I hope you're with me. And this is just a simple explanation, but I thought that it is something that perhaps we need just to give us that confidence that we are practicing into something which perhaps can make sense to us. And then we'll be able to accept it more readily. And then you can always enroll to class 1. And I will explain a little bit more to you, and you can also ask more questions. So here at NLG, we allow people to come in and register for free in our classes. And we always start them with class 1. So we give them the basic formula on how they can enjoy, you know, the wonderful practice and have a better health, because we will teach you on how you can practice self-healing. And also, one of the main thing that makes the whole thing work is because of the stem cell stimulation. When you have the energy entering your body, it will activate your stem cells. And that's why a lot of healing has happened to thousands and thousands of people, not only in Vietnam alone, but more than 50 countries in the world today. Okay, so that's my little explanation, and I will introduce to our dear friend, Rainer. So Rainer, how are you today? You're always smiling and you have all these wonderful background with palm trees and, you know, like so relaxing mood. So well, share with us yes. what you feel about NLG and what you want to tell people about NLG, and yeah, what is your advice to people about NLG?
Well, first, thank you, James, for having me back.
You're most welcome.
Well, when I started, I was enrolled more or less by seeing what's happening around me, and it was all in Vietnamese. So obviously, we all come from different cultures and we have all different beliefs. So when I came across NLG the first time for myself, I was not so much interested in the concept. I was more interested in results. So the beauty was that when you actually experience something and you feel instant result, or maybe if you have a more scientific approach, maybe you're looking for a result which you could measure, or you have some kind of proof, or you can really see something, because, you know, when energy transfer obviously visually is quite, you know, challenging to understand, you know, what is the level, how does it work, what does it do. But in simple terms, I would say if you can realize or experience quite in an early stage that it is beneficial for you, maybe let's start with a mental mindset, peaceful mind, self-love, and maybe then leading to maybe other areas, you know, where you maybe said, okay, I maybe have a medical situation, or I would like to treat something. Then I think for, let's say, the international community, it's somehow, I would say, important to trust the benefits of it. And as soon you can actually see on yourself or on other people that it does have significant benefits in many, many different areas, has many different applications, then you stop questioning a little bit more, like, you know, where's it coming from, how does it function, and so on. I
think Rainer, you are definitely speaking from experience, because your wife is much more advanced than you, and you had to basically play catch up. Am I right? Because while she was like going to level 1, level 2, and level 4 plus, and you were like sitting behind watching her, and I guess you saw the transformation and also what she's doing. You have also seen the results of the health and the healing of many people that she has helped, and she's done a wonderful job. And that's where you were my classmate when we went from class 1, class 2 to class 3. So you got in much later than your wife, right? So you are obviously speaking from experience. Am I right?
Exactly. I was inspired by the concept, but I took it a bit slow in the beginning. So I joined the first course, second course, third course in Vietnamese with translations, and I could actually physically feel the energy transfer. And 𝗘𝗡𝗚𝗟, my wife, she started to treat people, and the results were incredible. So there were so many examples I could see with my own eyes that there, in my opinion, there's real clear proof, evidence of significant health improvements in an extremely short time. And you know, this includes coma patients, cancer patients, chronic pain, people having issues with sleeping. Obviously, if you cannot sleep for 20 years, and then after 3 to 5 sessions, you can sleep 3 hours, and then after 10 sessions, you can sleep through every day. For people who were not able really to sleep properly, for example, that is a major life improvement. So so it was very, very interesting for me to see the types and how many different types of I would say healing I could notice while 𝗘𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗚 was treating a lot of patients, where I was maybe more looking at, you know, I'm not really sick. Why do I need treatment? But you know, it starts with, I would say, it gives you a very peaceful mind, and especially during times of COVID, and a lot of people maybe have a change of their situations in terms of income or health or travel or any type of anxiety. It's incredible how fast you can relax your mind, and how much relaxation and peace it actually distributes to your own body. And I think that is already so beneficial just to start, even though you don't see it maybe as a healing tool, or the healing tool application is maybe not so relevant to you personally, but it's just nice to have something which you feel gives you a significant improvement of your mental spirit.
Absolutely. I think you don't have to be sick to practice NLG. So just because we have thousands of healing testimonials doesn't mean that you have to be one of them to be sick before you receive NLG. And you can just come in and learn this, and it's not just the health, but also it will, you know, help you to overcome anxiety, fears, as to embrace love, to be closer to your family. And the teachings of NLG is basically good for mankind, and it starts with you. So looking at the micro aspect, we work on the individuals, and then looking at the macro aspect, we are hoping that this will lead to peace, no war, will lead to no more famine, and everyone will embrace love, and we can have a much better planet and make paradise or heaven on earth. All right, so that's the ultimate goal. That's something that our founder, Mr. Lee, has always been teaching. And in a short while, we'll be bringing Mr. Lee live stream live from the Vietnamese live stream, but that will probably be in about 7 minutes time. So there, Mr. Lee will transfer his energy. He does this every day, and he does this together with hundreds of class 4 level the graduates of NLG. They are doing it as a group kind of thing, and that's why this wonderful energy sharing transmission every day, twice a day, 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. GMT +7, and you can receive it live. You cannot sort of like look at the recorded ones because it doesn't work. It has to be live. So you have to time yourself, and if you want to receive this wonderful energy twice a day, you can receive it live at those times, GMT +7, 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. And we have so many wonderful, amazing things happening to people who never enroll for our class 1, but just by being there every day, receiving this wonderful energy from Mr. Lee, and already they can see transformation in their health. Am I right, Rainer? So this is very exciting.
I'm doing it almost every morning in terms of the love energy, but for your own rhythm, what I really like about this is that it's a very useful tool to, let me say mildly, to strengthen your immunity system and make you feel better. And it takes 5 minutes and 30 seconds of your day. So there's no, in no circumstances, you cannot have 5 minutes when you wake up or when you start your day. So it's very time efficient, and it's very, very fast to learn. I mean, there are many other things, you know, that take maybe months and years until you can have a certain skill. It's very fast to learn. So just 2 sessions of for course 1, you already can feel the energy. And by just practicing a few days, you can already feel results. And that is why I think it's so attractive, as it's easy to maintain. It doesn't require a lot of time resources, and it doesn't require a lot of skill Just it requires trust and interest and believe that it functions. And if you have an open mind and an open heart and you try it and you see how it works, you can learn it within 2 days.
Actually,
and that's so super.
You know, Rainer, the proposition we make to people is quite amazing. We are saying that, hey, come and practice with us. This simple thing of 5 minutes and 30 seconds, your health can improve. And also, because of the law of attraction, when your health and energy level goes up, guess what? Many good things starts happening to you. So these propositions, I don't know how anyone can refuse, because they're good. I mean, what have you got to lose, right? And also, our classes are free.
Exactly. And who doesn't want to have a healthy life?
Absolutely. And here I was earlier part trying to give you some scientific explanation so that, you know, maybe you can be a little bit more convinced and come in. But at the end of the day, nobody is forcing anybody here. All right. We are just doing it out of love for mankind, because we practice the 5 forms of love at NLG, and the 4th love is love all humankind. And that's why all of us are volunteers. We are not being paid. We just come here every day just to help out and to reach out to people from all over the world so that they can also benefit from NLG practice. So there's no hidden agenda, really. There's no money, no ulterior motive, except to create heaven on earth, which is the ultimate goal for all of us here at NLG. So I welcome you to come and enroll for our class 1, which is on October, let me think, because we have October 15 and 16. All right, the forms are, you know, you can take a look. And also, once you come in, it's only 1.5 to 2 hours per session. And oh, sorry, we are starting all right, we're starting now, and let me just, we'll come back again and tell you more, all right? Mr. Lee is about to share.
Nói bắt đầu, quý cô bác anh chị nhìn vào trán của chú Phúc, hình dung nhận năng lượng từ trán của chú vào trán của quý cô bác anh chị, và để năng lượng tự lan tỏa cho đến khi chú Phúc thông báo hết giờ.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our NLG live stream. Mr. Lee would like to send the NLG energy to the beloved audience. When he says start, please look into the middle of his forehead and imagine you are receiving NLG into your forehead. Then just relax and let this loving energy absorb to your body for 5 minutes and 30 seconds. Okay, we are back. So it's refreshing when you receive this energy every day, right, Reina? You know, it's like you practice it and you receive the energy, and it gives you all the energy you need for the day. And what more can you ask from there, you know? And that's why we really continue in our journey, helping more and more people, such as you yourself, the viewers who are watching us for the first time, to come on board with us, because this is something which is really good, and we believe that you will benefit from it, not just the health, but also the other things that comes with it, right? I would like to say wealth, but I don't want to overpromise anybody anything. But the thing is that good things will start happening to you once you start sharing the 5 forms of love, and amazing, wonderful things will start happening to your life. And that's why, you know, we have a lot of testimonials, right? A lot. And I think Rainer, just watching his wife doing wonderful healing, I think he probably lost track of what kind of wonderful health testimonials that the wife has already. I think, you know, it's like, okay, you just do your thing every day, right? Because you do it so well, and you share with so many people with all kinds of illnesses. So yeah, Rainer, so tell us, I mean, what would be your advice to new people? I mean, you know, who are listening maybe for the first time. What would be your advice to them?
Well, first advice is maybe to be open and not to question too much, because you don't want to restrict yourself in maybe learning something new quite fast. And I think as more open you are, as easier it is to learn, as faster you can see results. Yeah, I think on the 15, just join. You know, it takes for 2 nights or 2 days, it takes you 2.5 hours, and it's very easy to understand. It's very easy. You already learned the first skill, how to receive energy. Some people already will be able to experience physically. You can feel the energy transfer. And I think as soon you can maybe see some results, you're ready for the 2nd course and the 3rd course. And then, you know, I mean, it is a very powerful tool. I've seen incredible results around my family and myself. And as James shared, 𝗘𝗚𝗚𝗚𝗚 is treating 20, 30 patients with all type of diseases, and some of them are chronic, some of them are really, really difficult to treat.
And you are talking about 20, 30 a day, right?
Each day, yes. Each day she has 20 to 30 patients of all type of things. And, you know, some improve very fast. Some are maybe life-saving. Maybe some are increasing comfort, especially when you have chronic pain or things that you maybe believe you could never get rid of. And then, you know, 10, 20 sessions of 5 minutes, and you feel like a new person, because you actually, you realize that, you know, your health can improve very, very fast. And the way it works, when I say, may I say it in simple terms, is by receiving the energy, your body have the ability to trigger the self-healing mechanism, your immunity system, your stem cell production. So actually the healing takes place in your own body. It's not like somebody else is healing you, but the energy transfer helps your own body to regenerate cells and to strengthen your immunity system. So ultimately you're healing yourself rather than maybe taking medicine. Your system starts to self-heal, and as more you believe, that's what I would like to share, as more you believe that it works, as more effect it actually has, and as faster you can see the results. And I
think as you believe and open up yourself, then you open up to this energy. And when you start embracing and practicing the 5 forms of love, that is the password or the connection that enhances your connectivity. with the energy. And our body knows best. Our body is the best doctor of itself, because our cells are all, connected. And this field of energy, because our cells, is actually, it has this capability of conducting electricity. That's why energy is an EMF, and it comes in, and it's able to activate the stem cells. And when you have the stem cells being activated, it knows where to go to replace or repair and make yourself healthy again. So that's why it's so amazing. And I cannot encourage you more than just to come in, enroll for our class 1, and just get the benefit from NLG. It's really wonderful. And nowhere you can learn within just a few hours the ability to self-healing. Nowhere. And not only that, all it takes is just 5 minutes and 30 seconds each day. It's like almost instant. It's not like you have to sit for 1 or 2 hours just to experience this. So no matter how busy in our lives, no matter where you are in the world, and no matter what your disease or sickness may be, because Mr. Lee, according to him, it can heal all sicknesses, okay? And it's not coming from me. I'm just an instrument to tell and deliver this message to all of you. It can heal all illnesses, including genetic illnesses. Tell me, which science can do that for you? Okay, so I think we have about all the time needed for today's live stream is used up, Rainer. So thank you so much, Rainer, for co-hosting this. All right, I mean, it has been wonderful to have you back at least once a month, right? Maybe your wife can encourage you to do more than once a month. Anyway, it's always a joy to talk to you. And thank you, and hope that you will have a fantastic journey ahead of you, even though I know even in Vietnam, where you're living now, maybe the lockdown is less stringent now, I think. Just like in Malaysia, because we have to learn how to live with the virus, right? I think that's the bottom line for most countries. So please come and join us and enhance your immune system, and stay strong and stay healthy, and you can enjoy a better life without living in anxiety and fear. And also at the same time, you will attract, once your energy goes up, you will attract many wonderful things that will happen to your life. So I think that's it for today. And thank you so much, Rainer. Thank you so much for watching our program today. And I hope that you will stay tuned with us. We run this on a daily basis. And every day we will have different guests, different topics to share about NLG. And also, most importantly, is to receive the wonderful love energy from Mr. Lee and the team. So thank you, and have a wonderful day. And if you are in other parts of the world where you need to sleep, have a wonderful rest and wonderful sleep. See you again. Bye-bye.